Welcome to Club Sports Organization Training. We will be talking about assumption of risk waiver, information release and FERPA waiver, the enrollment verification process, class absence requests and sponsorship requests, and logo usage inquiries. As we discuss those topics above and on the previous slide, we will be addressing the reasons for the forms and process, organization tools sidebar, how to locate the forms, the pages themselves, and some additional information. First up is the assumption of risk waiver form. The reason for the form is that playing or practicing to compete or participate in any sport can be a dangerous activity involving many risks of injury. These risks include, but are not limited to, death, serious neck and spinal injuries, which may result in complete or partial paralysis, brain damage, serious injury to virtually all internal organs, serious injury to virtually all bones, joints, ligaments, muscles, tendons, and other aspects of the musculoskeletal system, and serious injury or impairment to other aspects of one's body, general health, and well being. The University of Kentucky does not carry special health insurance other than such medical and/or hospital services as are normally provided for students by the Student Health Center that would provide such special insurance coverage in the event a participant should sustain an accidental injury while participating in any club sport. For this reason, each participant in a club sport must complete the assumption of risk waiver stating that the participant understands the risks involved in this activity and is voluntarily participating in any club sport and will assume all risks associated with playing or practicing any club sport. Now that you understand the why, let's talk about the where. Where do you find this? On the BB Involved Club Sports homepage, under Organization Tools on the left-hand side of the screen, select Forms. It should look just like you see over to the left of your screen now. Once you have clicked on the Forms tab, you will see a large selection of forms to choose from. Locate the assumption of risk waiver for the current year, which is 2024, 2025, and simply click to open the form. Once you open the form, if it looks like the image on your screen, then you know that you are in the right place. Read and complete the form in its entirety and then submit the form. Please note, all club members named on the roster at registration must complete and submit the assumption of risk waiver to complete the club sports registration process. With this in mind, please make sure that you provide the link to the assumption of risk waiver to all members that will be listed on your roster. The link will be available in the PDF directly below this video. Next up is the information release or FERPA waiver form. The reason for the form is that some registered club sport organizations hold competitions that require enrollment verification for competitors or additional purposes. In order for the university to provide this information, all club members must complete this form. The Office of Student Organization and Activities works with the registrar's office to provide enrollment verifications for club sports teams when requested for competitions. In order for the registrar to verify student enrollment, each person on the verification list must first complete and submit the information release FERPA waiver form found on the BB Involved Club Sports page. Now we'll look at how to find the form. On the BB Involved Club Sports homepage, under Organization Tools on the left-hand side of the screen, select Forms. Once you have selected Forms, again, you will see a long list of forms on your screen. Locate the Membership Information Release FERPA form for the current year, 2024-2025, and click to open the form. Once you open the form, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. If the form on your screen looks like the one in this presentation, then you know that you have chosen the correct form. Complete the form in its entirety and then submit the form. Please note, all club members named on the roster at the time of registration must complete and submit the assumption of risk waiver to meet the requirements of club sports registration. When your club does require enrollment verification, there is a request form. The reason for the form has already been addressed in the previous slides when talking about the information release and FERPA form. Once we have the information release and FERPA form from all the members of your organization, then when the enrollment verification requests comes in, then we can move ahead and provide you with the document that you are requesting. In order to receive an official enrollment verification document from the University of Kentucky's Registrar's Office, an officer or member of the club sport must submit the enrollment verification request on BB Involved. To fully complete the request, you will need to provide the following: the club sport name, whether a digital copy of the verification is acceptable or if an original is required. Some leagues require an original document, others will accept a digital form, so you will be asked to tell us which one you need. Most leagues will provide a document for the club member to fill out with the list of all of the members that will be competing and some identifiable information. If you are provided with that paper, you will have to completely fill it out with link blue of each member that is on the list and upload it. If you are not provided with a list from your league, names and link blues of each member in need of the enrollment verification will be required. Lastly, we ask that you tell us the date the enrollment verification is needed. Enrollment verification form should be completed and submitted no later than 14 days before the enrollment verification is required. To find the request for enrollment verification form, once again, you will visit the Forms section under the organization toolbar on the left-hand side of your screen. Once you have clicked on Forms, locate the Enrollment Verification Request form for the current year, 2024-2025, and click to open the form. Once you have opened the form, you will be taken to a page that looks like this. Complete the form in its entirety and then submit the form. Please note, enrollment verification will only be provided for currently registered club sports members. Any student who wishes to be included on the enrollment verification form must also appear on the currently registered club sports BB Involved team roster. Names on enrollment verification forms should match the names as they appear in BB Involved. Please, no nicknames. Official enrollment verification forms signed by the registrar cannot be provided until all members on the form have completed the information release FERPA waiver form on BB Involved. The information release FERPA waiver form will be clickable through the PDF that you can find directly beneath this video. The last form that we will cover in this training is the class absence request form. The reason for the form is that according to University Senate Rules SR 5252, excused absences, students involved in club sports attending trips for intercollegiate athletic events may be excused. To receive a class absence excuse, an officer or member of the club sport must submit the class absence request form through BB Involved. To fully complete the request, an officer or member must provide the following: the club sport name, the event the club sport is traveling for, club sport member names and link blues, the dates for traveling, as well as the EMS number for the event. Absent request forms should be completed and submitted no later than 3 days before the class absence will take place. To find the class absence request form, on the BB Involved Club Sports homepage under Organization Tools, on the left-hand side of the screen, select Forms. Once you have selected Forms, locate the Class Absence Request form for the current year, 2024-2025, and click to open the form. After you click the Form button, you will be taken to a page that looks like this. Complete the form in its entirety and then submit the form. Some additional information about the Club Sports Class Absence Request. University Senate Rules SR 5252, Attendance and Completion of Assignments, and SR 5252.2, Making Upgraded Work, states that students should give their instructor prior notice in order to have the opportunity to complete makeup work and/or exams due to an excused absence, and that each instructor shall determine how missed classwork or exams are handled. Class absence excuses will only be provided for currently registered club sport organizations for the purposes of competitions. Class absence excuses will only be provided to students who appear on currently registered club sports BB Involved rosters. Class absence excuses will only be provided to students once risk reduction meetings have taken place, or if no risk reduction meeting is required after required large event monitor rosters have been submitted. Class absence excuses will only be provided to currently registered club sport organizations and members who are in compliance with the Dean of Students Student Organization Event Policy and therefore have submitted their event to the University Events Event Management System and BB Involved system and have an active EMS reservation ID. There is a supporter/sponsor request form because club sports may acquire sponsorships from external entities. Sponsorships must be approved by the University of Kentucky prior to agreements being made and will be dealt with on a case-by-case basis. Any sponsors that are direct competitors with already existing University of Kentucky sponsors will not be approved. The university logos and intellectual property cannot be used in conjunction with sponsorship images. In conjunction should be considered as being on the same area of a produced item. For example, for apparel and uniforms, the logo or intellectual property on the front means no sponsorship intellectual property on the front. If the UK logo or intellectual property are on the sleeves, no sponsorship intellectual property on the sleeves, and so on and so forth. For print media, subject to approval for all designs, and the logo intellectual property of UK must be displayed prominently, with the sponsorship intellectual property being secondary. This is the same for digital media. The reason for the form. The supporter sponsor report form was created to support club sport organizations while maintaining existing relationships between the university and its existing supporters and sponsors. The request form is for club sport organizations at the University of Kentucky, and its officers should complete the questions on the form when seeking a sponsorship or supporter. Submission of the form constitutes a request for approval, does not guarantee approval. All requests must adhere to the guidelines outlined in section 4.1.4.b of AR 4.1. Upon completion of this form, your request will be reviewed and a staff member from UK will reach out with any questions. Please note the following. Your organization should submit this form before finalizing the terms of agreement with any company or business you are hopeful to partner with. Sponsorships may not last longer than 1 year, and the nature of the company or business will be reviewed prior to approval by UK staff via website submission. To find the request for enrollment verification form, once again, you will visit the Forms section under the organization toolbar on the left-hand side of your screen. Locate the supporter/sponsor request form for the current year and click to open the form. After clicking the form button, you will be taken to a page that looks like this. Complete the form in its entirety and submit the form. AR 4.1.4.b states the RSO or SSO may not adopt a name which is either the same as or deceptively similar to the name of an existing RSO or SSO, the university, or any division or department of the university, as determined by the Office of Student Organizations and Activities. AR 4.1.6.d states RSOs and SSOs must not use official University of Kentucky marks or images without prior written permission from the Office of Public Relations. To support your clubs and staying compliant with university policy, UK Brand has created logos for use by every registered club sport organization. Examples of the logos can be seen on this page. Registered club sport organization officers will receive the logos via email after registration is complete. The University of Kentucky marketing and branding team has created graphic lockups for all UK club sports organizations. These images may not be altered in any way. Additionally, clubs may not, under any circumstances, attempt to recreate these marks or embellish these marks with other typefaces and/or images. This includes, but is not limited to, altering the marks by stretching it in any way, rotating the marks, changing the composition of the marks, applying drop shadows or other effects to the marks, reversing colors of the marks, adding graphic elements to the marks, utilizing the marks in any other color than what has been provided. These are the only marks that may be used to represent the club if your club chooses to identify themselves with the University of Kentucky on apparel, products, etc. If your club does not want to utilize the provided marks and approved vendors, your club may create your own design as long as it does not reference the University of Kentucky in any way, including, but not limited to, utilizing words that may include, but not limited to, UK, U-K, U of K, University of Kentucky, or Wildcats, or utilizing images that may include, but are not limited to, Wildcat in any iteration, the UK lockup, embellishments to the UK lockup, or a logo with UK wording included. If you are unsure if a potential design does not meet these requirements or guidelines, please contact me at marc.garlock@uky.edu. So here are some best practices to keep in mind throughout the 2025-2026 academic year. First, keep your organization's BB Involved roster up to date. As members join and separate from the organization, add or remove them from the BB Involved roster. The BB Involved roster will be reviewed when clubs submit forms such as travel rosters, enrollment verifications, class absence requests, and at other times. The review process will be delayed if individuals named on these and other forms are not represented on the BB Involved roster for the organization. 2. When you welcome new members into the club, have them complete required forms right away. All active club members must complete and submit the Assumption of Risk and Information Release FERPA forms. Including links to these forms as part of your general welcoming email or having new members complete the forms at their first attended event is a great way to ensure that all members have completed the forms. This will help ensure that the processing of your events go quickly and smoothly. 3. Not sure if an event will happen? Enter it into EMS anyway. All event requests must be entered at least 2 weeks before the event is scheduled to start. Generally speaking, it is easier to cancel a request than it is to make a new request within 2 weeks of the event. So if you aren't sure if you will make the playoffs, put in the event. If you don't, it can easily be canceled. Directly beneath this video is a PDF file of this presentation. Throughout the presentation, I have embedded links to the appropriate forms for each section. On this page, you will find all links to forms addressed in this presentation, as well as a link to the University Senate rules referred to with the class absence request form. Should you have any questions about the topics covered in this presentation, please do not hesitate to contact me at the email listed below. My name is Marc Garlock, Assistant Director of Club Sports, And if there is anything that I can do to support you, please let me know.